this is me back, about maybe like 1 year into my very first business. And this picture of me accurately depicts everything that was going on in my life at this point. See, I was coaching every single class of the day, I was PTing, I was working basically 14-hour days. And I was probably bringing in enough to meet the needs of the gym, right? We were breaking even. We were just about affording our bills, and I was exhausted. I did not know how to help myself. I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know how to say that I was even struggling, other than just having the odd sleep on the gym floor in the middle of the day when I had a spare hour. And thankfully, it was captured. And I know loads of gym owners that are like this. And I just want to tell you, it's not going to be the rest of your life, but it will be if you don't seek help and if you don't seek change and if you don't essentially start asking yourself more honest questions. See, the things that were also going on behind the scenes, which not like no one else at the time kind of knew, is that that version of me there that's exhausted was also exhausted in a relationship, and he was also exhausted emotionally from his past. He was exhausted emotionally because he was spending a lot of time anxiously thinking about the future and what wasn't going to be happening. And you know, it looked great on the outside, right? I had a business. I was only 21 when I opened my gym, and it looked great. But yeah, on the inside, it was just toil. It was turmoil. So look, here's how you kind of fix it. If you find yourself in this position, like I was, this is how you fix it. First of all, you seek mentorship. That's the thing that really changed everything for me, because it didn't just change, like, of course you're going to get strategies to implement, and there's going to be skills that you need to learn in terms of running a business more optimally. Those things are important. But what's more important is that every time you implemented something new, it would pull up some kind of like either limiting belief that I had that was already in operation, or it would change my perspective on something. And ultimately, those two things were the most important things. A good example of this is like, okay, I was asked to charge more for my services. What did that bring up? It brought up fear. And the fear was that if I charge more, like no one's buying anything at this point, right? But it's like, so why would I charge more? And in fact, what really happened was that I just got to address my own sense of why I didn't think I was valuable enough. And it allowed me to see the gap between the value I was already offering and the value that I could have been offering in the first place. Because if your needs are met financially, it frees you up to actually give your clients a little bit more anyway. So there's a little bit of like rewiring that's needed in the brain, in order for you to change through your reality from this to essentially 15 to 20K profitable months, and consistently doing it. I got my gym to a point where we were bringing in consistently 15 to 20K, and I was needed for about 10 hours of work on my business rather than in it per week. So I kind of, yeah, paid it back to this guy right here. So, hey, if you find yourself in a similar situation and you could just do with a little bit of help, I will absolutely happily sit down with anyone who is like this, because that sucks. I've been there and it's hard, and I would love to give you a little bit of help from somebody who invested over 50K in business mentorship over the years. So, yeah,